record to the cloud started, and then we will get started. So, hey, again, it is a Sunday night. It is October the 20th. You know, we're flying right through this year. It's gone like lightning speed. I can't believe it, but you know, it'll be Thanksgiving before you know it. It'll be Christmas, New Year's, and then New Year's resolutions that everybody makes to lose, you know, the weight that they didn't lose last year, right? So we all have that to look forward to. Tonight, I'm going to talk about a 3 to 5 year plan. I call it a massive passive income plan. So you're going to hear that phrase. But one of the things that I love to talk about is something that is inevitable. I mean, I love the word inevitable. I mean, it means that it is certain to happen. It is unavoidable, right? So frequently experienced or seen that this is completely predictable. Now, what is about to happen in Volantis is inevitable. It is certain to happen. It is unavoidable. It hasn't been frequently experienced by Volantis or by very many companies, but all the signs are there so that this inevitable situation is going to happen. And it's going to happen because of our desire. You know, our desire, our commitment, our efforts will make this inevitable. So I want to start out by letting you listen to last.
In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years. Because at any time that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People gonna do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. That is not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. See, during those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll. During those times when you failed and things didn't work out, they were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. And people know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You know it was hard, but you did it hard.
So, how long have you been working on your dream? And we're going to keep talking about this for a long, long time. One of the things that I'm going to discuss here this evening is a surefire way to reach financial independence, both, and which will give you some options, right? So, one of the questions that I want to ask you is, if you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that over the next 3 to 5 years, you could create a 5, 6, or perhaps even a 7-figure massive passive income, would you commit the time and the resources necessary to make the plan work? That's only a question you can answer. I've made that decision, right? I've made that decision. Somebody asked me the other day that just joined me, a dear friend out in San Francisco. We worked together, 20, 25 years ago. We both started in the same water filter company that John started in, that Rick started in. We all started in that company. And we were talking about another, person that we both mutually know. And he said, why hasn't he gotten started? I said, and I thought about that for a second, and I said, you know what? I said, I can probably answer that because he and I were doing a lot of consulting together, and it was difficult, when I really came to grips with where I was. I was consulting. I was living in the past, basically, of all my successes in the past. And it was easier, quite frankly, to live in the past and talk about all my successes than it was to face the fear of getting started and actually building something from scratch, right? I don't know if anybody can really understand what I'm saying, but I had to take that plunge, right? So I believed it, I knew that I could do it. There was still that fear in the background. So this is a question you've got to answer, because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that over the course of the next 3 to 5 years, the people that stay here, that stay consistent, that stay engaged, that stay plugged in, that learn what network marketing is all about, and we're here to teach you, they're going to make a 5, 6, or perhaps even a 7-figure massive passive income, over that period of time. And they're going to be very, very thankful that they made that decision, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever the case might be. So, is it a yes? Is it a no? And I always say that maybe or I'll try is not acceptable. It's either a yes or a no. Very simple. If it's a yes, then let's put together a plan. If it's a no, then c'est la vie, right? That's okay, because it's not for everybody. Not everybody is going to be disciplined enough in order to do what needs to be done over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. And there's part of it. I mean, it's grabbing a pick and a shovel, right? Getting in the dirt and getting dirty, and, doing the daily chores that must be done. You don't automatically start at the highest level. You start, in the basement and you work yourself up. It's always crowded at the bottom, but there's a lot of sunlight at the top, right? So, for those people that stay in there and dig and dig and dig and just, constantly do what is necessary, they will survive. And I tell people to take it 1 year at a time, right? Take it 1 year at a time. Plan on being here next October the 20th, 2020. 10-20-20. So make that a goal. The easiest thing that I ever did in my life was to make the first $1 million. The hardest thing that I ever did was to believe that it could happen to me. That was the hard part. I mean, mathematically, I could see it, right? Mathematically, I could see it, and I want to give you that formula But the toughest thing was that it could actually happen to me. I had never earned that kind of money, right? I never had worked for anybody. I had always, done my own thing, been an entrepreneur. So it's either been feast or famine, pretty much. But it was never in network marketing. It was always in traditional business. But one of the toughest things was that belief, right? Once you muster that up, once you muster that belief up, then it's very simple to achieve everything else that you want to achieve. So hopefully you'll stay here long enough so that you can conquer that, because it is something that you're going to have to conquer. I want to talk to you about a 3 to 5 year plan, a massive passive income plan. And, there's a lot of different ways to skin this cat, if you will. A lot of different ways that people teach you how to build. There's a lot of different, there's a lot of moving parts, basically. And, but I want to give you a track to run on. Now, this won't be a track for everybody, right? And that you're going to have to be willing to accept and to follow instructions. That's one of the things. I mean, I was barely trainable. I certainly wasn't teachable. I wasn't one of those people. I had too big of an ego, and so I was doing things wrong way, which was my way, right? But we can provide all the how-tos, right? All the mechanics of the business. The art of the business is another form. There's the mechanics and then the art form of the business. And you're going to hear me talk about both of them. We can supply all the motivation, or mostly all the motivation. It's certainly going to take some motivation on your part. Here we've got 23 people on a training on a Sunday night, and we have thousands of people in the organization. So where are they? Who knows? I'm one of those people that I work with the willing. So you guys will hear me talk about that a lot. We can furnish all the systems, everything in order to get you. We can create amazing products. Dave will do all of that. Kevin Thomas, they'll do all of those things, and they continue to do that. We'll provide all the support, customer service, and all those things in order for you to make it. You know what? You've got to do your share. You've got to supply the rest of it, right? You've got to supply the actual work, right? You're going to have to go to work. So what does this 3 to 5 year plan look like? It starts out by buying a business builder pack. There's no other way. Now, if you want to buy more product and you want a career pack instead of the business builder pack, your choice. They both maximize the compensation plan, and that's the only part that I want you to get to. I want you to maximize the payout of the compensation plan, because there's no sense doing anything if you're not getting paid the maximum amount of money. That's just me, right? So I want you to be on a 100 BV monthly loyalty purchase. 100 BV, right? Over 11 months, you've got a commitment, right? And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a commitment for everybody, And what I'm going to show you is this is a 3 to 5 year plan. I want a 3 to 5 year commitment, right? Year 2, loyalty purchase, 12 months. Now, you only have 11 months loyalty purchase the first year, because you bought your business builder pack the first month, and then your loyalty purchase starts. And I like to set it up in a loyalty purchase. Why? Because people forget, right? They just darn forget. People, life gets in the way, and they meant to do it, and all of a sudden, the month is gone, and oh my gosh, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? No, we can't. It is what it is. And so it's your responsibility to get in there and get the monthly loyalty purchase set up. If people say, well, I don't want to do that because I change products. Hey, let me show you how to do that. It's real simple. I change products all the time as well, but I have that monthly loyalty purchase set up. year 3 loyalty purchase, right? Maybe it's year 4, maybe it's year 5. Maybe we have to go that far. What I'm talking about is somewhere about a $6,000 to a $10,000 commitment for you to build an unlimited income and have a 5, 6, or 7-figure massive passive income for the rest of your life. So this is a small price to pay, but I wanted you to see what the actual numbers are. I don't like any surprises in business. I mean, I like to put all the cards on the table and just say, here it is. I mean, here's the financial commitment. The other part of it is the hourly commitment, the time commitment. We've all been taught that there's only so many hours in a day, and there's so many days in a year, right? I can show you how you can add more hours to your day, more hours to your weeks, more days to your months. And, I know it sounds a little crazy, but it's just turning idle time into productive time. You got to think about, your 24-hour day. I know a lot of you are busy, but, quite frankly, I've looked at how a lot of people, they might work 8 or 10 hours, they might sleep X amount, and then they, have got the other 8 or 10 hours that they do other things with. I'm saying you've got to be a better steward of your time. You've got to really not waste any time. If we're going to do this on a part-time, see, most people won't be able to do what I did, and that was just shift gears from doing consulting full-time to doing Valentis full-time. Most people won't be able to do that, and I understand that. And so you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to make sacrifices in what's important to you. And if this is important, it's building this income so that you can do the things, for the rest of your life, and you're going to give up some things. Maybe you have to give up duck hunting. Maybe you have to give up bowling. Maybe you have to give up whatever, right? Maybe you have to give some things up, but, is it going to be worth it? Absolutely. I say give up and try to find 3 hours a day, 15 hours a week. That's 750 hours a year. That's an extra 94 days, 8-hour days. That's an extra 94 days. I mean, think about that. That's over 3 months by just finding an extra 3 hours a day and concentrating on doing what needs to be done. And I'm going to show you exactly what needs to be done. Over 3 years, 282 days, right? Over 5 years, 478-hour days. I mean, it's just massive as you start to, really take control of your life. And, it's 3 hours, 3 hours a day. Just think about that. Where do you find 3 hours? Maybe you can't get 3 hours. Maybe your time is so that you're only going to be able to get 2 hours. Maybe you're only going to be able to get 1 hour. But, just do the math. Over the course of time, you're going to, have extra days, extra weeks, extra months. So becoming a millionaire in the industry of network marketing is inevitable if you understand that it's all about things you must do. It all boils down to discipline, 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 discipline. And discipline is all about, doing things and having the time. You must be constantly looking for someone that is interested in what you've got to say. I mean, that's pretty simple. You constantly looking for someone that's interested in, what you've got to say. You've got to devote the effort, the time, and the resources to the pursuit of your goal. And your goal should be to get to the top of the compensation plan and to, or maybe not, maybe it's just a certain income goal. Maybe you just want to make an extra, $10,000 a month, whatever it is, you need to concentrate and devote that effort, the time, and the resources to get to that goal, right? You've got to become a great sorter. You can't afford to waste time on unproductive people. I see this happening all the time. I've been guilty of it, right? I mean, I want to take everybody along with me, but there just comes a point in time when you can't. You just have to, cut it and say, you know what, I'd love to have you join me on this journey, but, obviously you don't have the same commitment that I do. You don't have the same desire that I do. You don't have the same goal that I do, and, if it's not what you want to do and I'm just kind of trying to convince you to come along, then, I got to go and find some other people that believe in what it is we're doing and do it with them. So I know that's a hard conversation sometimes to have with people, but you've got to get good at doing that, because 80% of your people that join your business won't be productive. The other 20% are going to do 80% of the business. So that's just how it is. So I know that each and every one of you out there have got what it takes, if you want to do it. And that's a big if and buts, right? Sorry, this is a little out of alignment, but for some reason, I'll get that fixed next week, because we're going to keep hearing this, right? For this plan, this is a very, very simple plan. And you're going to say, hopefully you're going to say at the end, I can do that. I can do that. I can really do that. And what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to find one person a month for the next 12 months, just one person a month that comes in, buys a Business Builder Pack, and you help that person find one person a month. Just duplicate what you're going to do. And what I did here is I kind of gave you, and I'll make this in another video sometime, but November, you find one person. In December, you got 1 + 1, you got 2, right? And then in December, you put in another one. And then in January, that group turns into, I've kind of kept them all separate so you could see the growth of each organizational chart individually, over the course of the, you only sponsored one person here. They went and did exactly the same thing and did exactly the same thing the next month, and exactly the same thing the next month, and exactly the same thing the next month. Is find committed people, quality people that will commit to a 3 to 5 year plan and lay it out. You're much better to lay out the whole story for people than not. And then have them say, well, I didn't know it was going to be that. I didn't know about this, or I didn't know about that. I want to, and that's why I'm only asking you for one. Now, some of you are going to do way more than one, and that's fine. But I'm going to say, if you'll just do one, I'm going to show you what'll happen over the course of 12 months. From November to next October, next Halloween, this is your foundation team, those first 3 people. And you know what? If you're starting again, for some reason you've started and kind of didn't start, maybe it's time to think about starting all over again, because you can start, right? You just start. Start with 3 brand new people. Sponsor 1 in November, 1 in December, and 1 in January, and then help them do exactly the same thing, right? Month to month to month to month. So November, December, January, you build your foundation team. And then you start to build your legacy team. Here's February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November, right? So over the course of 12 months, with you sponsoring 12 people, just finding one person a month and helping each one of them do exactly the same thing, high quality people on a 3 to 5 year plan, you're going to have 4,095 people, and you shouldn't have much or any attrition, because if everybody makes the commitment, I'm going to do some work on this. I've been thinking about this and on how to present it and how to make it easy to understand. And I'm going to finish this up, but here's how your organization starts to grow. 1, 3, 7, 15. It doesn't grow very much, but then all of a sudden, right? It's like that penny doubling effect, just what John was talking about. July, here's August, here's September, here's October, 4,095 people. And all I did here, guys, was put in 100 BV, right? 100 BV, and you're talking about, 51,000 in BV. And if you look at what that would pay in cycle bonus, here you go, 20. 60, 100, 200, 400, 800. So not very much money, right? 1,700, 34, 68, 27,300. Now, if I carried that on for another 12 months and we just kept up the same routine, right? I just want you to find one person a month, the numbers get astronomical, right? Fast start bonus, I'll figure out the legacy bonus and I'll show you what all of that is. But it's absolutely phenomenal if you'll just stay consistent and you'll just stay focused on doing one thing, and that is finding one good person every month. Success and failure are separated by one decision. If not Valentis, then what? What? I mean, have you got something that in your life right now that's going to afford you the luxury of time freedom, right? Where you don't have to report to anybody. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Look, I've been there. John is there. Rick is there. I mean, making over 100 grand a month, you're definitely at the point in your life where, your choice in what you do is yours, right? I mean, if Rick didn't want to work for the next week and he wanted to go on a cruise, he's still going to make the same amount of money. The same thing for John. The same thing happened to me, right? So, I mean, I've worked in this industry for 31 years, but I've retired several times in that 31 years. So it hasn't been back-to-back 31 years. I retired several times because I had the residual income that afforded me the lifestyle to take me out of the mix, right? They didn't need me. In fact, my team was doing much better without me. Then that's what I convinced myself of. So, it was some people, it's hard to take them out of the mix because they want to be front and center, right? They want to get that stage time. They always want to, get the accolades. They always want to get the, everything that's going on. Me, I'm a little bit different. Maybe you're like I am. I didn't mind going on back-to-back cruises. I didn't mind going to our house in Grand Cayman on 7 Mile Beach and staying down there for a month. I didn't mind it at all. In fact, I tried to get my wife to move down there, take the kids, put them in school, and we went and investigated all of that. I almost got to the point of turning in my my passport at the embassy and doing away with any more U.S. taxes, but luckily I didn't do that. So, and if not now, when? When are you going to start? You're never, ever, ever, let me just repeat that. You're never, ever, ever going to find another company like Valentis with the timing that's going on right now. I'm as convinced as I am, just sitting here that this is the best opportunity I've seen in my 30 years, and I'm pulling out all the stops, right? I'm letting nothing, take nothing for granted, and I take everything very seriously because this will create a serious income, right? A very, very serious income. So I want to thank you for joining me here this evening. It's my 30 minutes that I get to spend with you guys, and I appreciate you showing up and being here and participating and staying plugged in and getting your teams to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to continue to work on this presentation, and we're going to see more and more and more of this massive passive income plan, because folks, everybody can go find one person a month and help them duplicate, and then find a second person the second month and help them duplicate, and just continue that, same thing over and over again. Will it work exactly like that? No. We know that, I'm not going to try to kid you. Some people are going to quit. I mean, even if they say that, they're going to do all of these things, they won't. I mean, I'm not one of those pie in the sky guys. It is what it is, but, we stay focused on doing what we need to do, and that is go find 12 quality people over the course of the next 12 months. So with that, hey, God bless everybody. Thanks for joining me here tonight. I'm going to end this meeting, and I'll stop the recording, and I plan to be in all week. So if you need my help with anything, by all means, please reach out to me. So with that, again, God bless everybody. Thanks for joining me.